The Rockford IceHogs return home tonight to BMO Harris Bank Center to welcome in the Grand Rapids Griffins. Hello, everybody. Joseph Zakshevsky back with you alongside Interim head coach Anders Sorensen for the Forest City Diagnostic Imaging diagnosis of the game as the IceHogs get back to work on home ice for the first time in what feels like forever. Anders, how nice is it to come back, feel that home energy again after it was, at times it felt short, a 5-game road trip, but at other times, especially the long bus rides, it was a little bit of a wear and tear.
Yeah, it's nice to be back, and five out of our next 6 games are home, so we're looking forward to it.
The IceHogs go 2-3 on that road trip. You pick up a thrilling victory against Cleveland in that last one. Kind of energized the group coming back home. Now, I mean, we've talked about it numerous times about getting into a playoff mentality, a playoff stretch. You got Grand Rapids, a team you're chasing, Milwaukee, a team you're chasing. I mean, it just seems like as the weeks roll on and the games roll along, these games become bigger and bigger.
Yeah, all the division games are, obviously, and especially the way it's a tight race. We still believe that it's going to be a tight race all the way to the end of the season, and that's our mindset, but it starts with the game tonight.
Well, the IceHogs got a couple of days of practice, too, to prepare for Grand Rapids and a busy weekend ahead. What was the mood like in practice? Messaging from you and the coaching staff, I'd imagine. I mean, nothing new. Now you're getting into the minutia of the coaching and the minutia of what's expected of these guys. How do you approach a stretch like this?
Yeah, it was 2 really good practices, and we had a lot of energy, and guys are ready to go.
Well, now for the IceHogs, too, after this weekend on Monday is the NHL trade deadline, and the IceHogs already saw a big alumni in Brandon Hagel make a move onto the Tampa Bay Lightning. And for me, Coach, I wear everything with my IceHogs hat on, and I want to get your perspective of just the development side. Brandon Hagel, a former IceHog, did really well that 1920 campaign, shortened season, but among the tops and rookie performers in the American Hockey League. For you as a coaching staff and at the time a development staff, working with a lot of these guys, it had to be rewarding in some way, not to see him move on, but for what he was able to accomplish and what the Blackhawks were able to return.
Yeah, I mean, Brandon, you know, he was great down here for us. Obviously, played great for the Blackhawks, and I think the return we got was obviously really, really good. And, you know, I wish him the best of luck. And just seeing him coming from where he was here, I think he's a type of player that he had to earn everything all the way up through juniors, through his pro ranks, and his effort, his second effort, his mentality, I think you kind of determined to, you know, what the player he is today.
I think right there is a great message to give to some of these young guys when you're looking for examples and leading by example. A guy like Brandon Hagel coming out of juniors, cutting his teeth, learning the skill set, what's expected of him in the professional game. So guys like a Lucas Reichel and Evan Barrett, I mean, we can list off the entire IceHog roster, but is that kind of a nice example of saying, hey, he did things the right way and he's getting rewarded for it, and now these opportunities are coming his way?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's every hockey player, right? I mean, Hagel is a perfect example of a guy that had to earn everything all the way up, like I said, and there's no entitlement in his game. He just works his bag off every night, every day in practice, and you know, that's where his success has come from.
Now, on the other side of the coin, too, as I mentioned, the NHL trade deadline coming up on Monday. Coach, you got big games, Grand Rapids again tonight, Milwaukee tomorrow. How do you block that out? I know for players, you try and block out distractions and focus on your game, but as a coaching staff, I mean, you're used to revolving doors of guys coming in and out of your lineup due to injuries or call-ups, but how do you block out a big day where there's a lot of buzz surrounding a day like an NHL trade deadline?
Yeah, I think it's more about the players, right? I mean, I don't think we can get traded as coaches. At least I checked, but maybe they can. I don't know. But, you know, it's more about the players, right? Just trying to handle them. I think a lot of them, you know, they've been through it. So just the messaging to them, just focus on the controllables. What can you do? What can you do to get better today? What can you do to be where your 2 feet are right now? What can you do to help this team right now?
Well, the IceHogs looking to do that exactly here tonight against Grand Rapids. Coach, this is a Griffins team coming back into tonight's matchup. A Griffins team that traveled last night, suffered a tough loss against Texas, but still playing pretty well. If the playoffs were to start today, it's the IceHogs and the Griffins in the first round. I know that's further down the road, but, I mean, it kind of amplifies what a game like tonight can mean. Yeah,
we know. But they've been trending up lately. We know they're a good team. We know they've gotten some guys back from injuries. So we know we have to be on our game, and we want to establish a home record here. We haven't been great at home yet, and I think it's time for us to get on a little bit of run at home to carry over to the playoffs.
The IceHogs doing that here tonight. Coach, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Anders Sorensen joining us for the Forest City Diagnostic Imaging diagnosis of the game as the Rockford IceHogs and Grand Rapids Griffins going toe-to-toe at BMO Harris Bank Center tonight. We'll get you back to the action. You're listening and watching Rockford IceHogs Hockey on the Hogs Broadcast Network, presented by BMO Harris Bank.